Okay, so that opening image um, from Pune, India, that June day in 2025, it's really visceral, isn't it?
It really is. The source material we're looking at today, it just throws you right in. 46 degrees Celsius, sweat dripping.
Yeah, and then boom, those headlines. 57-degree heat wave somewhere else. Mumbai hit by a storm surge.
And that prediction, 1 billion people dying by the end of 2027. It's chilling.
Absolutely. And the source hammers it home. This wasn't a dream. This was a warning.
And it came from greed.
Mm.
That line really sets the tone for everything else.
It does. So for this deep dive, we're really going to unpack this audio clip we've got. It feels like a first-person account, right on the edge.
Exactly. Our mission here is to pull out the key messages, the warnings, obviously, but also, well, are there any sparks of hope in there?
That's the question. What does this story tell us about power and greed and, human resilience against all that, and the planet's future, of course?
Well, let's start where the narrative does, with what it calls the heat of greed. We follow this narrator, an energy analyst in London, and they start noticing things. Pretty disturbing things, actually.
Like what specifically?
Well, this corporate hypocrisy. Seeing companies spend, what, $5 million on green ads, making themselves look good.
Right, the usual PR stuff.
But at the same time, they're investing $200 million in new oil wells. The contrast is just stark.
5 million versus 200 million. It's almost laughable if it weren't so serious. It speaks volumes, doesn't it?
It really does. It shows this massive disconnect. And it leads the narrator to dig deeper, and that's when they find it.
Secret file.
Yeah, the secret file.
Oh.
And the contents, just wow, bunkers ready in 16 locations.
16, okay.
Phase 2, isolation protocol.
So not let's fix the planet, but let's save ourselves.
Precisely. The implication is crystal clear. The elite were preparing to ride out the storm alone, leaving everyone else behind.
That is profoundly disturbing. It's that greenwashing thing you mentioned, taken to an extreme.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And against this backdrop of, well, corporate greed and secret bunkers, the narrative introduces another layer,
Which is?
ancient prophecy.
Yeah.
Specifically, stories the narrator heard from their grandfather about Baba Vanga.
Oh, the Bulgarian seer. I've heard of her. The Nostradamus of the Balkans.
That's the one. And within this narrative, she's credited with predicting a major earthquake in Japan in 2025. And apparently she was right, according to the source.
So the source mixes this very modern corporate conspiracy with, ancient mystic predictions.
It does. It's less about proving the prophecy scientifically, I think, and more about the feeling it creates. This sense that warnings are coming from all directions, ancient and modern.
Okay, I get that. It adds to the urgency.
And it fuels the narrator's quest. They start searching for more clues, going from icy Siberia to Berlin's secret archives.
A real journey. And what do they find?
They find this convergence. The prophecies or the interpretations of them and the hard data from AI climate models, they start to line up, pointing towards the same thing. Earth's final warning is here.
And this is the part that really gets me. The source says the world just kept scrolling past TikToks and memes.
Yeah. It's a huge question, isn't it? How do we actually process information like that when it's so big, so overwhelming, so apocalyptic?
Do we just tune out? Is it denial?
Maybe a bit of both.
Yeah.
And the narrative doesn't let you tune out. It then hits you with the section titled 1 billion graves.
Right. The reality of it all.
Yeah, the human cost. It describes these awful scenes, kids collapsing on pavements in Delhi because it's hit 60 degrees Celsius.
60 degrees. It's almost unimaginable.
And it mentions a leaked UN report again within the narrative saying 1.2 billion people would die by late 2027.
1.2 billion. The scale is just devastating.
And it's not just heat. It talks about Miami beaches just vanishing overnight and Arctic research stations being flooded by melted ice.
So the total system collapse unfolding.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And then you get this quote, supposedly from a hedge fund chair,
Oh, this is the bit that really stood out for me.
calling it natural population adjustment.
Adjustment, like it's a spreadsheet. It's the detachment, the complete lack of empathy. Calling mass death an adjustment.
The source calls it an acceptance of slaughter.
Whoa.
And yeah, that detachment is maybe the most chilling part of that section.
Okay, so things look incredibly bleak at this point. Greed, collapse, detachment.
They do.
Hmm.
But then the narrative shifts. There's a turning point. Resistance starts to bubble up.
Hope.
Maybe. It begins, ironically, deep under the Swiss Alps. Another secret meeting.
Not the bunker guys again.
Different group, seems like.
Look at that.
Ex-presidents, billionaires. But the same kind of thinking. Whispering this pact, we'll survive. The rest will die.
Unbelievable. The same pattern.
But this time, someone gets inside. Our narrator, posing as a cyber consultant. Very clever. And they don't just listen in, they take action.
What did they do?
They hacked the screens during the meeting. But instead of showing, market data or escape routes,
They showed them
pictures of their own children doomed by heat.
Oh, wow. That's personal. Hitting them where it hurts.
Exactly. And apparently it caused panic. But then one voice cuts through. A woman named Maya, described as a solar tycoon.
Maya. And what did she say?
Her words were simple but powerful.
Huh?
We rebuild together or watch it burn alone.
Together or alone. That's the choice.
And according to the source, those words sparked something. A shift away from pure self-preservation towards maybe collaboration.
A flicker of hope then. And this leads to Project Now.
Yes, Project Now. The narrative calls it humanity's heartbeat. And the inspiration is quite poetic.
Tell me.
It comes from a monk in a silent Himalayan cave. The monk is tracing a spiral in the sand and offers this wisdom. True power is choice.
True power is choice. I like that. It means we're not just victims of fate, even when things look dire.
Exactly. Agency. And that's the spark for Project Now. It's described as this underground network.
Who's in it?
Hackers, scientists, tribal leaders. A real mix, and they start taking action. Subversive action.
Like what? What are they doing?
They're leaking things. Hidden data, evidence of methane leaks in Siberia, exposing faked carbon reports.
So, revealing the truth the powerful are trying to hide.
Yes, and also things like blocked patents for water purification tech. They're actively trying to break down the barriers created by greed, becoming, as the source says, humanity's heartbeat.
That's quite a powerful image. From bunker mentalities to a global heartbeat of resistance.
And it doesn't stop at resistance. The narrative then lays out a plan, a constructive plan called Earth CPR.
Okay, CPR for the planet. What does it involve?
It's presented as a 7-point strategy, a mix of big ideas and practical steps.
Let's go through them. What's first?
First, river links and drainage. Think massive gravity-fed canals like from the Nile to the Congo, designed to bring water back to dry areas, reviving deserts.
Wow, that's huge infrastructure. Ambitious. Yeah. What's second?
One Earth solar grid. Basically a shared energy network connecting deserts, rooftops everywhere. Managed by AI, but crucially, owned by everyone.
Owned by everyone. That's key. Decentralized power, literally. Okay, third.
The Climate Service Corps. Paying young people to do the work, planting trees, restoring wetlands, mapping urban heat, using tech, like drones too, like a global green army.
I like that. Mobilizing youth. Number 4.
Ethical AI. This is interesting. 2 AI networks in every system, one for efficiency, the other for conscience. A built-in ethical check.
An AI conscience. That's a novel idea. 5th.
Carbon tracking via satellite. Tracing CO2 emissions right back to the specific polluters in real time. No hiding.
Real-time accountability. Okay. 6th.
Ocean monitors. Deploying buoys to report acidification levels, plastic flow. Basically keeping tabs on the health of the seas.
Vital signs for the ocean. And the last one, number 7.
Careful geoengineering. This one sounds cautious. Small-scale trials, like sun shading, but under strict global control. A last resort, maybe.
Okay, so it's a comprehensive list. Big engineering, tech, AI ethics, accountability, grassroots action.
Exactly. The source presents it as a holistic approach, not just one magic bullet, but a whole system of solutions working together.
It sounds almost utopian in scope, considering where the narrative started.
It does. But the source doesn't completely gloss over the difficulties. It also talks about some ugly truths.
Right. It wasn't all smooth sailing, I assume.
No. It points out things like poverty drives families to have more children for security, a tough reality we often ignore.
A survival mechanism born from desperation.
And on the other end, wealth isolates people into small, empty bubbles. That detachment we talked about earlier.
So problems at both extremes of the wealth spectrum.
Yeah. The narrator observes, both extremes forgot balance. One side built walls, the other built prayers.
But no one built peace.
Wow. That hits hard. It suggests the division itself was a huge part of the problem.
A fundamental failure of connection and collaboration, which makes what happens next even more surprising.
What's that?
Remember Project Now, the resistance network? They make this incredibly bold move.
Bolder than hacking the Swiss meeting.
Arguably, yes. They publish the coordinates.
Coordinates, you mean? It's the coordinates for those secret elite bunkers. They just release them to the world.
Oh my God. What were they thinking? Wouldn't that just cause mass panic? Riots? People storming the bunkers?
That's what they expected. Chaos.
Yeah.
Panic.
Did it happen?
No. And this is maybe the most hopeful, unexpected twist in the whole story.
What happened instead?
Instead of panic, people showed up. Not to attack, but to build.
Build at the bunker sites.
Near them, around them. Farmers from Ghana, the source says, coders from Lagos, nurses from Melbourne, people from all over.
Doing what?
Building open eco-settlements, vertical farms, solar towers, these things called gravity batteries.
Yeah.
Innovative, sustainable solutions. Right there, on the doorstep of the elite hideouts.
That's incredible. So instead of tearing down, they started building up together.
And it says even some of the billionaires rolled up their sleeves.
Yeah.
Maybe Maya's words hit home. Maybe seeing the collective action change things.
A genuine turning point, then, from division to collective building.
And the result? The source uses this beautiful phrase, the earth exhaled.
The earth exhaled, like a collective sigh of relief from the planet itself. That's powerful imagery.
It really is. A sense that maybe, just maybe, humanity found a different path at the last moment.
So the story ends there, with the earth exhaling.
Not quite ends. The source frames this moment as the middle.
The middle of what?
The middle of the story, where prophecy met preparation and we chose to fight. It implies the struggle continues.
Ah, okay. Not a neat happily ever after.
No. And it hints at personal costs, too. Stories yet to be told. Love lost in Cairo floods. A sister's final words. Reminding you of the human toll even amidst the hope.
And it mentions a book title, too.
Yeah, apparently the larger narrative comes from a book titled, Both Rich and Poor Are Foolish. The World is Ending.
Which is still pretty stark.
It is. So wrapping this deep dive up,
Yeah.
What are the main takeaways for you?
Well, the urgency is undeniable. The source screams it. But also the stark choice it presents. Isolation versus collaboration. Bunker down or build together. And the power of collective action, even when things seem hopeless. That unexpected turn with the bunkers. That's striking.
Definitely. It shows that even in the darkest scenarios presented, there's still room for agency, for hope, for choosing a different way, if people decide to act.
So thinking about this as we listen, true power is choice, like the monk said. What does this story make you think about? About the challenges we face, about our own responsibility.
Yeah, how do we move beyond just scrolling past the warnings, How do we engage?
And maybe that final image, the earth exhaling when people came together, it leaves you with a thought, doesn't it? Even without bunker coordinates to leak. What small thing or maybe large thing could you do right now to help the planet, help us all breathe a little easier? What's your exhalation?